I'm going to start a petition to bring back Lauren. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to episode 2 of season 2 of Total Drama Island 2023. It's a mouthful, I know. But last episode we got our first elimination as all the campers returned, got their new teams, and the teams were chosen, interestingly enough, by dodgeball rules. Basically, 2 team captains picking their own teams instead of everybody just being assigned to one. I actually really like this. I think it's a great idea. And it's going to be interesting to see how these teams work together, considering they were picked by their captains. That could go in a number of directions. And we've already kind of seen there's a bit of scheming there. But Lauren was our first elimination, specifically because she was trying to not be scary, but that ended up making her scarier because it was just weird. But listen, I have a bone to pick with you, people who make this series. Can we stop, eliminating the creepy, goth, super interesting characters, super early? You did so well before by having the goth team make it as far as they did. I'm not saying that you had to have Lauren win. Honestly, I would not expect Lauren to win. She doesn't really have that vibe to her. But she definitely did not deserve to go home here. She was only voted for because she was a little spooky. All of these, there were so many other contestants who actively hurt the team's chances at victory. Why weren't they sent home? Bowie shouldn't have even been the second in contention. The loss was not his fault. And I understand. These are stupid teenagers and young adults who are making these decisions in the show. And yeah, all the decisions are not going to necessarily be your favorite because it's the characters who are making them. And they're voting how the characters would vote. And, some of these characters are shitty as fuck. I understand this. I get it. And I understand that they're all freaked out by Lauren. But come on, you could have found a way to write around that. You could have written around that and made it so that she was not eliminated early. She didn't even make it that long in season 1, and yet you're going to eliminate her right away in season 2? She is the most interesting character in Total Drama Island 2023. She needs more screen time. She needed more in season 1, and then you just... I was holding out hope for it in season 1, but I'm really holding out hope for it now in season 2. I really hope that we get a wild card, a wild card thing for this season where a contestant is brought back. Maybe even 2 wild cards. Each team gets to bring back 1 contestant at some point. I would like that because I really think that scary girl, that Lauren, deserves another chance here. And she just deserves more fucking screen time. There's so much you can do with her. There's so much room for not just comedy, but great, well-written fun and ideas and concepts. I don't understand why the more interesting characters are eliminated first. It's especially when a lot of the times the winners are the most boring characters in the series. It's like, don't get me wrong, I liked Priya, but really, Priya, this basic ass character is who you're gonna have win, and then like you just don't do anything with the more interesting characters you have. I mean, at least Bowie was in second place in season 1. He's up there as one of the more interesting because he's like he was the first who came into a competition openly gay. Raj came out later on, so he didn't come into the competition openly gay. So, yeah, that's interesting, and he's very charismatic and fun and likable. So hey, I'll give you that. At least Bowie got second place last season. But Lauren, again, I'm not expecting her to win. Just let her last. Let her be there for more than a couple episodes. My God. And maybe that's just because Lauren is literally my favorite of all of these campers. Maybe I'm speaking about this so hard because I'm biased here. I will acknowledge that. I am absolutely biased. She is my favorite of the campers of this iteration. But I just really feel like she's gotten the shaft here. Like, I'm glad that the one dude, the pretty boy, I can't think of his name right now, I'm glad that he's going to have a chance to shine in this season because he was eliminated first last time and didn't really get the chance to, shine. I like that Nichelle is already shining. She's done some training and is actually super athletic now, and I love that. I think that she could be a real surprise dark horse for this season. I love that. I love that they're doing that. That is a good way to handle characters who were eliminated early last season. But Lauren lasted what like 3-4 episodes last time, and you're just eliminating her in episode 1. It's like, that's not fair. Why is she getting the short end of the stick? I am genuinely upset about this. It just feels like so cruel. But we'll continue on. So, also in last episode, we had a very blatant Squid Game reference. Between not only just the setup for it, but the background walls that were set up, even to Grandma Hatchet, like zeroing in on Z's soda can with their like robotic precision. It's very blatantly a reference to Squid Game when the robot girl would turn around and zero in on people who were moving before, they were shot and killed. It's very blatant. Yeah, like, obviously red light, green light in general is not a new concept. That's a very old game. But there's way too much of, like, specifics that were done in the episode that made it very clear it was specifically referencing Squid Game. Which is really cool. Because a show like this absolutely should reference Squid Game. Like, if anything is going to reference Squid Game, this would be the right show to do that with. Now, I don't think they should reference it again, though. You don't want to over-reference something, just in general. Because then it feels like you're just like, you're just cheap. Referencing it once is fine. But if you keep referencing it, then it just doesn't work anymore. It becomes cheap, and it just comes across as like you don't have any original ideas. Reference other stuff, at least. I don't think they're going to reference it again. But it was a good reference, and it was also a genuine, like, TDI style challenge at the same time. I'm very interested to see what kind of dynamics we have. We already kind of have some dynamics floating over from last season, such as Bowie and Raj being a couple. We still have Priya and Millie as friends, having restored their friendship and whatnot. We still have What's-Her-Face having it out for Bowie and wanting to sabotage him. A lot of stuff that carries over from last season. Obviously, the Hockey Bros just being bros. But it's going to be, again, interesting to see, like, how dynamics change in this season. Like, what like, are we going to have new alliances and friendships? New characters working together? That's what I'm hoping to see. But we'll see how it ends up going down. Despite my annoyance at Lauren being eliminated this early, I still really like this show. It's, like I said, Total Drama has been one of the most fun, enjoyable shows to react to specifically on this channel. So I'm very excited nonetheless. And hopefully, it just, it quells my annoyances with good humor, fun cringe. Because yes, the cringe in the Total Drama series is fun. It is enjoyable cringe. It's absolutely cringe, but it's enjoyable cringe. And of course, you have to have, like, the just good characters, because that's always been Total Drama's biggest plus, in my opinion. The characters have always shined. Whether they're assholes and completely unlikable, or the complete opposite. They're absolute gems of people. It's like, no matter which side of that they're on, it's like they still shine as characters. They're just wonderfully written, so unique. They have such great diversity, and I'm very excited to see what more they can do going forward. So, all of that being said, sorry for this long, rambling pre-thoughts. Let's get into this and hope for the best. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts, and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. I'm not going to say that Millie did nothing wrong, but if she hadn't done what she did, one of their team would be going home. And they have to look at it like she literally saved them from, one of them being sent home. Damien, yeah, it was really rude what she did to him. Like, that definitely betrays trust. But it's not like none of them have done shit like that. Oh, and Axel has no fucking room to speak there. It's just like, they're being hypocritical. It's like, they would have absolutely done that kind of shit, and we've seen them do that kind of shit. Except maybe Priya. Priya's pretty, trustworthy in that regard. To just all suddenly turn on Millie for this, it's like, it just feels very hypocritical of them. Especially when it caused their win. And again, Damien's gonna be fine. The characters were hurt a lot worse last season. Like, Wayne and Raj were hurt a lot worse last season. Damien will be fine. But, again, I acknowledge it was still mean and rude and everything. As for the elimination, I agree with it. He ruined their chances and everything. And on top of that, like, just was not even, like, trying. His entire decision to try and record himself and everything, which was obviously the plan by Emma, like, that was very much the intent. It completely caused Chase to ruin the team's chances. Because if he had been going this entire time, they probably would have won just because of more points in there. But he hadn't been, playing along. He had just been recording and re-recording his intro over and over. So you got to give Emma that. Like, she played that perfectly. Also, this means that the Emma Chase on again, off again bullshit is not going to happen this season. Thank God for that. Ripper having a crush on Axel is actually completely expected. Honestly, I'm surprised that it wasn't explored at all in season 1. Obviously, Axel was eliminated, I think, second in season 1. But there could have been something explored there a little bit. Even if just, like, even after her elimination, like, Ripper kind of started to realize it. It just works. But also, Ripper greasing him up with butter is just, like, such an active ew to me. And it's not even just because it's Ripper and everything. It's like, I'm not just, like, hating on Ripper because it's Ripper. It's just greasing yourself up with butter like that is so fucking gross. I don't know if anyone is watching this who also watched my reactions to Amphibia and remembers my pretty visceral, grossed out reaction to Anne rubbing the butter on herself to get pimples because it impressed the Wartwood inhabitants. If you remember my pretty visceral, grossed out reaction to that, it's the same thing here. It's so goddamn greasy and just ugh. I don't like it. It gives me genuine like willies. It's like massive goosebumps and just like ugh. Like, I wasn't kidding when I said in the reaction I would rather them bring back the fart humor. It's like that's not anywhere near as gross. That's more cringy. But like rubbing butter on your skin is just like so actively ewy. It is just so like upsetting on a visceral level to me. Obviously someone had to use the 4-point slide. It's like it was so perfectly set up for that. I thought Ripper was going to go down it, honestly. He was actually my most anticipated choice there because he was trying to impress Axel, which by the way, I think he might have done. Like she laughed and said he was funny. Is this actually going to become a thing? I think it might. But I thought he was going to go down the 4-pointer because of that. And again, like I said before, Millie tricking Damien into going down. I think that's the worst part about it, that she tricked him into doing it. I think it would have been better if, like, she had just gone down it or something. Or even if she had convinced him to go down it. Like, maybe use the fact that he was gaining some new confidence and everything. But yeah, the fact that she did trick him into it, that does suck. But again, it won the game for them. It won the challenge. I I don't know. Maybe it's because of how this competition is. Maybe it's also because I'm just a viewer. But it's like I couldn't be that angry with that. I feel like anyone could get eliminated at any time. So it's like the fact that they're all still in it is because of Millie. I couldn't be that angry at that. The only one who would have a right to really be angry here is Damien himself. And I don't know. I feel bad for Millie. I feel like she's being unfairly targeted. And unfortunately, I think that might cause her to be sent home the first chance they get for them sending someone home. Which really fucking sucks, but we'll see how it goes. I think that they're, just taking things a little too far. And again, he's not even that badly injured. He'll be fine. Raj and Wayne are completely fine, and they were injured so drastically worse last season. Of course, I'll admit, if this was like a live action thing, I'll admit that there I might have more concern about that because real people, it would just feel a lot more real and everything. Because it's animation, I'm not as upset about it. It just like cartoon physics and everything have like numbed me to slapstick like that, to where it's like I don't really feel it being as dangerous because there's not really as much consequences in shows like this where it's like, oh, they're gonna be fine. It's they're fine. It's okay. So I'm not really that worried about it. Again, the only issue is the fact that she did it without telling him, that she betrayed his trust like that. And that is an issue, but still. Either way, tell me what you thought of this episode down in the comments below. And thank you all so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See you all next time.